Hi all, this is Stevie from the Team Bubba podcast. Got another video for you today. Well, it's going to be maybe a 5-part series, I would guess. What we wanted to do is do a video sharing with everybody Kim's past linked associates. We've done quite a bit of homework on this. 6 years of research, but we've also had sources that's provided us with information and a couple of photographs and documents that was provided by one of Kim's associates, which is quite surprising considering, they're basically incriminating themselves in some way. But the reason why we wanted to do this video is over the past, for a couple of years now, but mostly in the last weeks or so, we've started receiving some feedback and some comments where people have been in some way impacted, affected by Kim and people that she's associated with, including Thomas Williams. So we thought to let people know, and then some of these people have been affected by it's affected their social life, their breakups of their marriages and families. And I don't think most people understand, it's not always about money, how it's impacted people. It's like a cult. I know, people call Team Bubba a cult, which is, it's your opinion. But we don't brainwash people and, get them to give them intel. Oh, we got this intel here of tomorrow. Funds are going to be released and we're all going to be saved or whatever. We just want to give you what we've got. Whatever information we find, we'll share it with you. So today, particular, we're going to focus on part 1, and this is near enough how it all started for us, as in finding the rabbit hole of Kimberly and Goguen and the, I don't know, call them lieutenants if you want, but most of these people in the background you'll never ever see. Kim loves being in the front line with it all. She's very vain. She sees herself as a role model or something, I don't know. But there are a few of these characters here very dodgy. This, to start off with, in part 1, this photograph you're currently looking at, or collage of photographs, shows you who we're going to cover in part 1. And believe me, they are linked. We're not just making this up. We've got some documents. There are maybe a couple we need more information on, but let's just show you what we've got. So looking at this little org chart, of course you've got Kim at the top, and you can see the lines in and out from on the left hand side here. You've got Louis E. Taylor, Stephen Arey, Danny J. MERANDI, Ruben Hernandez, which has got a question mark over. We know that she's linked somehow because we've got a photograph with him and Kim. Gyorgy Matrai is one big surprise that's come up in our investigation, and his name Gyorgy is spelt in many different ways. Michael Stephen Young, and Anna von Reitz, as you know, most of you know her. So let's move on to our first bit. So this photograph here was given to us. This is how it all started off. A while back, we were sent this photograph and said that's Kim. Nobody really knew who Kim was. At the time when she was in Truth on Integrity with Thomas Williams, they called her Miss Manor. They never called her Kim. Thomas never called her Kim. She only started to use her name Kim when someone in the dinar revaluation of currency community had, apologise for that interruption. So Kim was her name was put out there in the dinar world, who she was. We had photographs of her. We kind of knew her name purely from the manor side of it, but one of our sources sent us this photograph with 3 other characters in it, showing off their passports. So you can clearly see that's Kim in the middle, and that's her passport below, down here, much as that. So in this picture, we've got Steve Arey, Ruben Hernandez, and this chap here, Louis E. Taylor III, which we've had quite a few discussions with in the past through when we was exposing him, Kim. He got involved in a Facebook group chat. I think it was Randy Morgan's had posted something, and we all got into a discussion. He jumped on and said he was going to report us to the FBI or something like that, and we said, okay, go ahead, get me involved. And Kim says, oh, we're going to go to the FBI as well. And she says, I'm going to get you all done because we know you are. We know you're into some dodgy stuff, and which we won't mention on this because it will get flagged up in the video. I'm sure you have heard rumours of us, and nothing come of it, as we thought wouldn't. But anyway, so this guy here is going to come up a lot of this. There's a photograph, and this is coming from his own social media. These pictures, these are not anything that was sent to us. This guy is very vain, likes to show himself off with his nice penthouse suite and swimming pool, you name it. Very rich or glamorous lifestyle that he lives. There's his passport. So who's this Louis Taylor? So to start off with, he has been into the financial markets for a long, long time, and he only really come on the scene when we discovered a rip-off report that someone had put on there that they'd been ripped off a lot of money, and mentioned Kim in this rip-off report, which we've got information. And if you go to rip-off report website now, it's been taken down, strangely. But this one kind of like a little bit of a career move he tried to do. He's tried to be a promoter and manager of someone called Jaden Michaels in 2006. So he created this web page, PR web, back then, because he loves to tell everybody how great he is. And he was successful. I mean, this Jaden Michaels, she is successful now, but not under him. So I don't know what happened there. Whatever it is, he might have done some recordings with her, but it didn't work out well because she's with other promoters now. So that's one unsuccessful branch for him. This is from his LinkedIn He's loves to put out on there that he's a great person. He does a lot for charities and foundations. But one particular area that we probably need to focus on is this managing partner, GTF Holdings. And it's been going for nearly 10 years. Based in New York. This is the funniest bit of it all, though. GTF Holdings currently has an estimated 777 billion plus in assets under management, while diversifying our portfolio and action items. 777 billion in assets. Really? And this is as we go through this, you're gonna laugh. This guy is very typical, very much like Kim. They put themselves out and just put so much rubbish information out there about themselves to try and pull people in and con them, and just to show that he is in with Kim. On his LinkedIn page, he's got Life Force Global, so he's part of this assembly, Gyorgy Assembly, and he mentions Kimberly and Goguen, and also mentions the most ridiculous thing of all is a global intelligence agency, right? This is Kim. And the Global Repository and Key Integration Military System, Kim, which is, she believes she developed a sophisticated piece of technology that controls all global intelligence. It's laughable. So let's have a look at this guy, Lewis Taylor, and GTF Holdings. So just a little search around on the internet and you'll find where people have gone onto different websites to say, put complaints in. So there's one called Scam Book. I've got a link here. It's quite easy for you to look up yourself. So there's one particular complaint that's been put in and report that £140,000 worth of damages someone's lost because of this, and this was first put in 2014. So looking in a bit more depth, let's open the link up. No, we won't. We can read it from here. Okay, so someone, it says, I was hired to work for this company and they never paid me my year's salary and racked up £10,000 of business expenses on their own credit card. Plus, with payments I've been having to make to keep it up, to keep it from affecting my credit score and having creditors call me for payments, basically. So they're saying, I'll let you read it for yourself, but just talking about the company itself, they claim to be a multi-billion-dollar company based in New York, yet can't afford to pay their employees their own hotel expenses. So yeah, this is just one person. Another one here. They never paid me. I worked for the company GTF Holdings for a year, and it was the worst experience in my life. I worked a lot, but these never paid me. They promised money within 5 months. I decided to quit the job, but after that I heard only promises and no one paid me. The worst company and attitude, so be careful if you deal with them. So yeah, people have been posting. Another one called Jeffrey Thorne. You're not alone. I worked for over a year at GTF Holdings and the same occurred. with me. I'm due £240,000, and I've only seen 2,500 of it. I trusted the people of this company. I had plenty of my own funds to live on for the time being. Then I started running out of funds. He kept telling me, we have a deal closing and we can pay you. And it didn't close. Then I would check on the deal, and there was one out there, but the terms changed, and it ended up he received $100,000, and this person got $2,500, and another was owed got $700. So there was some money paid back to them, but it just shows how ridiculous it is. So people are getting completely ripped off. This one here, it's not a lie. I did the same thing. Yes, maybe stupidly, but it was a decision we both made. Would this be the Glory to Father based in New York? If so, email me. So that's another one. So let's have a look at this company, how they've been advertising or trying to get some credibility for their company. So this one called Better Business Bureau clearly shows the company there. BB file was opened on the 2021. It's been in business 9 years. Limited company. Lewis E. Taylor. And here's the contact information. Now, one thing to remember: accreditation. This business is not BBB accredited, and BBB rating, which is based on ratings of people leaving reviews. So customer reviews are not used in the accreditation of BBB rating. So they can't basically be accredited because they've not applied for it and have not been able to provide that information. So let's have a quick look on what's required to be accredited. Let me just move this screen over here. Okay, so you've got to go through some accreditation standards which have not even applied for. So a lot of it, if there was a really good company, they would have applied for this, but they just don't have any credibility, this company. However, we looked at one of their reviews. Someone, Thomas J Melville. So we know this is one of his buddies, because Thomas J Melville, going on to his LinkedIn site, is the ambassador of the Manor World Holding Trust, which is one of Kim's previous names for the trust she talks about. Scam. And this is her here, Kim, Tank, Stephen wrote, and there's Thomas J Melville in the middle. Loads of videos of him in it. So what a better place to get your buddies to put your name out and say, you've done a great job. Yeah, outstanding credit lending facility. Borrowing was simple process and enhanced the growth of my company. Yeah, we know what your company was. We'll cover that in some other part. Thomas J Melville. So let's move on to one of these links that I showed you at the top, one of the photographs. So this is one of them, Michael Stephen Young. That's his passport. Now these guys here, that's your Louis E. Taylor. We'll start from the left here. Daniel J MERANDI. Right. He's apparently, and this was in a sec.gov website, which will show you a group of people that he worked with. They stole 6.5 million from a project funding. So Michael Young's lieutenants. So our source says that these guys here been working quite closely. So there's Daniel MERANDI, Steve Arey, which was in these three guys were in that picture at the beginning with Kim holding a passport, Ruben Hernandez and Louis E. Taylor. So Daniel J MERANDI, here you go. So stolen, right? So they stole funds that was supposed to be for development. So instead of spending the money on the project, which was supposed to be around about 1 billion, they spent all their money on a spending spree on personal purchases on Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada and Versace. Brilliant. So they got arrested and they had to pay back. Don't believe, I'm not sure if they got any prison time, I'm not sure. So let's move on to Michael Young and Louis E. Taylor. So there's a RICO lawsuit against the sovereign citizen Michael Young, who was the chairman of the unlicensed Bank of Dean, and Louis E. Taylor, who had a customer, almost lost 14 million in a phony bank. And there's a load of information on the internet if you want to look up Bank of Dean. There's a case text. So it was Humbert and versus Bank of Dean. And who do we have here? Look, JTF Holdings, Louis E. Taylor. So what happened is the Michael Young he's the creator and owner of Bank of Dean through and this is all based around the this is where Anna von Reitz comes involved, because they were trying to scam Native Americans from the land. They've always been trying to say that they're doing their best to allow tribes to hold onto their lands and to buy their land. But there was this particular customer or client of Louis E. Taylor transferred 5 million from a Bank of Dean account to this, to a checking account, from one bank account to another account. And once the plaintiff, which is the customer, wanted to say, okay, can I look at the funds? Can I move some of the funds out? Michael Young did whatever he could to stop them from taking the money out, any of the funds, by saying that there were transfer failures and things like that. So yeah, you can see he's president and chairman of the Bank of Dean, Michael Young. So there was so the court was in favour of plaintiff, and they won damages of 14 million. Of course, as you'll see in a minute, Michael Young has not got 14 million, and neither did Louis E. Taylor. But he seems to have got away with it, Louis E. Taylor, and he doesn't quite show you in the documents why he got away with it. But anyway, let's have a look at this Bank of Dean, a native-owned sovereign central bank. And who do we have here? Let it be known, Anna Maria Reitzinger, a woman who has shown her wisdom to the realm of the world finance in our modern age and banking, the world foremost legal authority. So, of course, if people know who this Anna von Reitz is, she's a judge of common law, and she's all over the internet. But Michael Stephen Young, Banker Dean, hopefully that's not blood, but there's a fingerprint on there. So this is one of the documents that you can find on the internet yourself, but it was also shared with us a while back to see that Anna von Reitz is a trustee of this Banker Dean. So let's have a look at this again. Louis C. Taylor. There you go. This is on LinkedIn page, the GFT Holdings. And it clearly says in here, GFT Holdings LLC receives $250 million from Bank of Dean. So there's Michael Stephen Young, Lucy Taylor, and this little chap here. This LinkedIn site was actually put up by Lucy Taylor himself. If we go to the link, just can zoom in a little bit more. So he's put in here, Gyorgy Matrai, Michael Stephen Young. He's even put his own name on there. He's quite happy to show that he was involved. There you go. But what he also does to try and get out, to get his name rubbed out of this, is he even put in the case numbers of the legal, the documents where we went to court. And he has to put his little thing, scam alert, Bank of Dean, new website. So he's trying to put it out there. Look, see, I told you. You know, it wasn't, I might have had my name in it, but I was an innocent party of it. Louis C. Taylor. I don't think so, Lewis. Especially if you look into what Banker Dean is. And, that this guy here hasn't really, what we say, and got a pot to piss in. So let's have a look. So his name is spelt in different ways, as we'll show you in some documents now. So Gyorgy Matrai, an Hungarian convicted fraudster, forger, and money launderer, helped loot Malaysian ringgit 10 billion from public saving funds. There he is, a lot younger. And looking at some of these documents that are found online, that's how he's pronounced his name in one document, which is come from this, and another one. I don't know if you can see that, but in 2016, he does live in the States, and he's also, I'll show you, he's also got accommodation in the UK. So Limage Southwest Holdings. It's one of these case files from George Matrai, is that, they've spelt his name Gyorgy Matrai, and it's in the US. So basically this document was about him acting on behalf of this gang to con money from Malaysian public funds, 10 billion. And if you go to some of these websites, you'll see there he's there, and how they did it with a Scottish guy that had another securities company which was running from the Philippines. All dodgy. So Gyorgy Matrai, I looked on the government company house in the UK. He's got his own little pad in Knightsbridge, really expensive part in the UK. And he's running his own company from here. So this dodgy guy is he's not good, is it? Let's have a look at his filing history. Filing history, sorry, for that company's house. So it's been going since 2019. So he dumps US for go to the UK, splash my cash there, which he did spend two years in prison. I think he was caught in Switzerland. Very dodgy character. There's some more information on the Bank of Dean. Oh, so the Bank of Dean address. Here we go. Look at that. 700 Fairbank Street. Looks like someone from Iraq being hit with a cluster bomb. This is what it was. It was a motel. 700 Fairbank was called the College Inn. So if, let's say this Louis E. Taylor thinks himself innocent, surely when you do business and you want to share your clients to do business, you do some due diligence and you check out people. Yeah. So first of all, you want to know where the company address is. And he was running it from a motel. Of course, maybe the motel was, that is what we've got off Google Maps now. Looks like he had a big fire there or something. But his address was from one of these. How would you do it? Why would you have one of your clients transfer $5 million into a guy's fake bank from a motel room? Doesn't work out well, does it? Well, just to finish off anyway on this part, we've got Michael Young here, Ruben Hernandez and Steve Arey. I'm still not sure. This is Ruben Hernandez. We don't have much information on him for this, but we've been told it's linked to unauthorized Native American Indian identification cards, fake ones. And that's Stephen Arey there. Clearly see it with his showing off his fake, looking different. It's part of the Cherokee Nation, tribal country member. So what he's trying to do is they're using these fake IDs to let people think that they are from native background and that the official government finance people, and they're going around ripping people off, trying to pull them in to take their funds. It's just terrible. And here we got Michael Young, Animal Rights. Her real name is, I think, Miss Jamie C. Belcher, I was told. Who's advisor to Michael Young. And there's Steve Arey there with Michael Young. Don't know what these documents are, but can't be a good business. Definitely not in the right business attire there, but very dodgy. And again, we know about him, but there's not much information on Ruben. Okay, we're not going to go into part 2, but part 2 is going to focus on Thomas J. Melville, who was linked to Leo Wunter, and Michael Bradley, who was sentenced to 3 years in prison for laundering money for the drug cartel, who had a company called Jellyfish, who is ex-Blackwater employee. So his Jellyfish company is intelligence agency and security for government. So the fact that Thomas J. Melville, who said he's a White House informer for Kimberly and Goguen, makes you wonder, isn't it? What's Thomas J. Melville getting into 2 projects with Blackwater employee. We'll cover that in our next one. Anyway, so we hope you liked this video. We do encourage people to leave comments. We believe in freedom of speech. So if you don't agree with us, please put it in there. If you do, then great. We don't block people unless they're abusive. But we noticed that YouTube has been blocking certain words because of the algorithm. So we do apologise if someone not getting posted. It's nothing to do with us. As long as you keep it clean and don't say anything, any bad language or certain keywords, then your comments will be fine. In the comments, we would like to hear from people that's been affected by any of these people, ones we've mentioned in here, or even someone you might even know, we might not even know. So we would appreciate if you could share that with us. We'll put the contact information in the video. We do hope that people do share their stories with us, because it will help others steer away from these scams and cults, because we've been there. It's affected us and our families. Luckily, we saw through the cracks, and some people can't see it as easily. And we do know that most people that join Life Force or Truth on Integrity are good people, and they want good things, for the world. They want the world to change. I totally understand that. But again, you need to look into this further. You need to do your own research. You don't need to take our word for it. Just ask the right questions. If you have direct contact with Kim or Thomas or anyone like that, ask them the questions. They won't like it. They will not like the fact that you're asking the question, especially for proof. They'll always use the typical politician or lawyer answer. They'll divert away from the answer, or they throw a question back at you to make you look stupid. So try it. If you don't believe us, then that's up to you. We just want to do our bit to try and help steer people away from these con artists. Thank you again. Please comment, like and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.